Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy 15 and we're going to be doing some story now. So thank you to everybody who's watched up to this point for your patience as we've came through a ton of side quest content, and we haven't actually done it all by any stretch of the imagination, even what's available up until this point. There's still loads of hunts amongst other bits and bobs we could get on with, and we will do it all, but for now I just need to take a break because my head was about to explode from all these side quests and move back on to the story content once more. So that's why we're here in Cape KM, or Cape Kime, or whatever it is this place is called. And we need to head up here to the quest objective to continue. And we can see that Sid is waiting for us patiently. He has got a couple of upgrades on the go for us, but none of those are ready as of yet. Although hopefully by the time we do come back to this area, which will be just before the next chapter, then they will also be ready for us. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and ride the elevator. We do get this warning telling us that we're not going to be able to return for a while, and that's fine. And we can just give whatever answer we want there. It doesn't really matter, in all honesty. As always, guys, if this video helps you, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we're automatically going to head down here. Oh, hello, Joseph. Welcome. And you love the Final Fantasy VIII walkthrough. Oh, brilliant. Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Look, Prince Noctis. Even the Marshal came to say goodbye.
A couple of items we can pick up. By a couple, I mean one.
Most intriguing, Noct.
And Talcott is here as well. Come to bid us
I
farewell.
heard Regalia's going on the boat with you.
And we can just say goodbye to some of the NPCs here.
It's goodbye for now.
Something I gotta get off my chest.
What's that?
I'm sorry. Sorry I wasn't there for your father. I swore an oath to protect the king, but I wasn't strong enough to uphold it.
Ain't nothing nobody could have done to stop what happened.
Yeah. I realize that.
But you need to realize just what you mean to the boys by your side.
I do.
Even if they can't solve your problems, you can't hide what's going on from them. It hurts like hell. Remember, those ain't your bodyguards. They're your brothers. Trust in them, always.
So judging by that photo we just saw, it seems that Regis also had his own band of brothers with him. And it appears that perhaps Sid was one of them. But now, of course, poor Regis has to see the Kingsglaive movie for more details on story characters of the game.
You can never have too many tools. Here, learn to wield not only weapons, but magic as well.
We can speak to him there for a magic flask. And the more flasks we get, the better. And then as soon as we're ready, we can just board the boat to kick off another set of scenes. But just to clarify, we cannot head back up now at all. Okay, that's the elevator controls. And we are stuck outside of the open world now until we've completed the next chapter of story.
On board.
Hey, Your Majesty!
What's up?
Please, come back soon! We need our king!
Yeah. Count on it.
Hello, Alfonso. How are you? I've had quite a few people tell me that walkthrough has been helpful to them, so I'm pleased to hear it. And thanks for letting me know, Alfonso. Appreciate it. Okay, so we've finished the chapter at last. It seems like we've been on chapter 8 for an eternity. But I'm going to go ahead here and move on to chapter 9. We won't get our experience because I'm wearing the Nick's experience band, since I want to wait until we have reached the Altisha Hotel for the triple experience bonus. And we're so close to that now, it just makes sense to do that. So we can save this picture here. Some pretty cool shots. I don't remember that one being taken. And now we're heading into quite a story-driven section of the game, which I'm sure is music to the ears of many who have got sick of loading screens and everything else that accompanied all those side quests we've just been doing for the last few hours. So in a moment we're going to be on the boat, having quite a lengthy ride as we traverse the continent here across the ocean. And I've got to go and grab a drink, so I'm going to use the opportunity when the boat is sailing to do so. But we've got some cutscenes first.
The wedding day arrives, but alas, without the bride. Of course, we've come for the Hydrian, and you've gone to such lengths to prepare.
Merely my duty.
Ah, but for an outsider to lead the Imperial army must be a battle in and of itself. You've spoken to Lady Lunafreya?
No.
That obstinate secretary, standing in the way, while you rush off to slay the Hydrian for your poor sister's sake. I know the price of the Covenant.
Ardyn definitely is up to something. He certainly has his own agenda. I don't think that's a secret by this point. Wants to travel.
Here it's just us and the horizon.
We've quite a
Go and
ways
grab
to
my
go
drink
until
and
we
I'll be
reach
right
Altisha,
back.
So keep gushing to your heart's content.
When we step off the boat, we'll be in a foreign country.
The anticipation alone is a foreign sensation.
Then to think this is where we were headed to begin with.
They've been through a lot.
And there's still more to come.
So next on the docket is Leviathan.
What sort of deity are we dealing with?
A serpent said to embody the roar and rage of the sea.
We'll have to...
Freya do all the heavy lifting. You must be so psyched to see her.
Luna?
Yeah.
Well, We need to make sure she's all right before anything else.
Indeed, her well-being is top priority.
Don't like this going down on Imperial turf.
You think Lady Lunafreya's in danger there?
The Empire did invade Lucis for the ring. I have no faith their ruthless ambitions will stop short of harming the Oracle.
Without the ring, the crystal's no more than a rock.
I suppose. Does anyone know how Lady Lunafreya came to have the ring?
It seems likely His Majesty entrusted it to her safekeeping back at the Crown City.
So she's held onto it this whole time, all the way to Altitia.
The ring is important comes first.
You know, I was thinking back to our encounter with Ravus. Do you recall an apparatus in place of his arm?
Yeah, I remember.
Seems he lost his old one in the invasion, but in its place, he seems to have acquired new power.
Power?
That would help explain how a son of Tenebrai suddenly came to command Niflheim's army.
Now that you mention it, his strength, I just chalked it up to the Oracle lineage.
His ancestry may be part of it, but that alone wouldn't account for his freakish strength.
I wonder what could have happened to him.
There's a disturbing rumor about Lord Ravus has taken to brandishing His Majesty's sword.
My dad's.
Then what's the big idea behind that?
That his power's the same as the power of kings?
I cannot say for sure, but I have my doubts. Ravus wears the sword, yet doesn't wield it.
For all his newfound powers, he's still the Chancellor's lapdog, holding on to the enemy king's sword like some badge of honor.
It might help if we knew what he was after.
Who can say?
What are the odds the Empire will crash the pool party with Leviathan?
Consider it a guarantee. They felled a god to prevent Noct from receiving his blessing. They'll do so again.
But we beat him to the big guy, thanks to our friendly guide.
Never know which way that one's gonna move next.
The Chancellor has an agenda all his own.
Sometimes it helps, like when he called off his army and let us escape.
But he was still a creep about it.
Well, it feels like he's only helping us because he wants something. I just don't know what.
Reckon we'll see him again?
Certainly hope not.
Not your type?
No love lost for phonies.
As Gladio said, his actions are motivated not by altruism, but by self-interest. And when he does come to our aid, I see only condescension in his eyes.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Ever think you think too much?
Sometimes, but it's always preferable to the alternative.
Are we there yet?
Well, didn't you say you always wanted to go sailing?
Yeah, but all this ocean gets kind of bland after a while.
Last time I checked, it was amazing and life-changing.
So, soon you'll have your old man's ring back.
Yeah, when we arrive in Altitia.
Good thing. To him, it was his heritage.
Is that what my dad said?
Carrying a royal line ain't a task to be taken lightly. For a small thing, that ring can sure weigh heavy. After he became king, I only ever saw his face in the paper.
Wait, weren't you at the coronation?
No, I was long gone from the city.
You must have been invited at least.
Had a falling out of sorts with your old man. Right at the end of the trip.
You did?
I was given to understand you stayed in touch.
We buried the hatchet years later, but never talked face to face again. Should have paid a visit while I had the chance. Well, no use dwelling on it now. Got the regalia in the hold, but y'all gonna stay in Altitia for a good while, right?
Yes, we believe so.
In that case, I'll tune her up for y'all. Not that I'll have much to do, though. Well, with Cindy looking after the old girl.
If you say she's good, she must be great.
She was never afraid of hard work. Heaven knows she had a hard childhood.
Hard childhood?
He means her parents.
Lost them both when she was little. Was big enough to understand, though. And to hurt. But you wouldn't guess that, seeing her now.
Not at all. She's always so cheerful.
Well, that ought to tell you how far she's come.
Now, you must have seen your fair share of Altitia by now.
Yeah. Only done been the once. Stayed a good while, though.
What's it like?
Big old city.
Big. Okay.
Well, it ain't the Crown City.
Different. Got it.
You'll see for yourself. Foreign lands seldom lend themselves to trite explanations.
Change of scenery ought to do you good.
Well, I'm all talked out. Can't be far to Altisha now, right?
We'll be there in no time. Nice having the wind at our backs.
Lodgings are our first order of business.
All work and no play?
Make Cygnus a dull boy.
Someone has to babysit you two.
You're welcome to sleep in the wild.
Ain't no hotel, but I know a fella has a place.
Hey now.
Wescombe ran with Reggie and me way back when.
Oh, was he the other one in that photo with the garage?
Yep, runs himself a diner or a cafe or something. Go and see for yourselves.
Sure.
Does the place have a name?
McGee or Magoo or Mago, that's the one.
Nice.
You can count on Old West. He'll chew your ears off.
The government issued a statement promising that the reasons behind awakening the Hydrian would be clarified in the ceremonial address.
Got a signal.
Delivering the address will be Lady Lunafreya, who was previously reported dead. This will mark her first public appearance since the violence that befell the signing ceremony.
Lady Lunafreya's gonna give a speech?
Sounds like it.
Lord knows. This world could use some wisdom.
Won't be much longer now, Noct.
Yeah.
Does this vessel have an entry permit?
Entry permit?
Relax. I got one. Here.
That's as old as they get. Seems in order. You may pass.
Welcome to Altisha.
Could say that.
And
30-odd years ago.
this place
That's
is
what the guy
basically
meant by
stunning.
old.
Lucky us.
It looks very impressive.
That could have ended badly.
Hello Karen, how are you? Thanks for joining us. From what I heard about the Final Fantasy VII remake, is that each episode is going to be as big as a full game. And if this is Square's idea of a full game, Final Fantasy 15, then I'm guessing Final Fantasy VII is going to be pretty big once all the episodes are together and considered. But we'll have to wait and see. I don't know how it's all going to
What's
work out
next?
at the moment.
Immigration?
What do you mean? There's still more?
So we do have to go through immigration here. I guess Altisha is another country after all. And we're going to get an option in a moment.
What is the purpose of your visit?
Purpose,
Make sure to ask Ignis, since you won't have to pay to enter the city then. If you ask Sid, you will have to.
Ignis, a little help?
Utterly hopeless. We are scholars of the culinary arts, and we've come to study the renowned cuisine of your fair nation.
Is that so? I wish you an enlightening stay.
Another one you owe me.
And we're in.
You want to check Wescombe's place out?
Yeah, let's all go to Mago.
Perhaps we'll even make it in time for tea.
And we'd better start looking now.
So our quest has updated for us. And this is actually not our first time here, because we did visit the Moogle Carnival Festival thingy
You ever meet him?
earlier on.
Nope.
But that was an optional part of the game, it wasn't part of the story. So in terms of the actual story of the game, this is our first visit. I was just checking around then to see if there's any items to loot. Sometimes there can be in these places.
Not like I actually want one of my own or anything.
No, dude, I totally feel the same way. They say that thing's got like...
But it doesn't look like there is. So if we go onto the map, we can see that we have a different map here in Altissia than what we're used to. Although a lot of this we can't actually go to, so don't get too excited.
They're extending the exhibit for Lady Lunafreya's wedding dress. The Vivian Westwood? But wasn't that a memorial for her passing? Well, now it's a memorial for her safe return. Let's go see it while we still can.
Oh, could that be the dress we read about in the papers?
Doubtless. The designer's name is the same.
Want to check it out?
That depends on the groom. Might still be a sore spot. What with his wedding getting called off?
Who says we can't call it back on? It can still happen.
True enough. Let's keep an eye out for it.
So this will start a side quest for us. Quite an easy one. Basically, we get to see Lunafreya's wedding dress. And if you wonder why that's a quest in this game, I think it's because it's a real wedding dress. So it's another bit of product placement for us. As if we hadn't had enough already.
Spectacular view.
Hello, boys. Feel free to browse at your leisure.
A couple of new items that we can pick up.
I just feel like there's no point.
Stop by again
But I'll sort that
sometime.
out at a later time for us. In the meantime, I'm going to head towards the hotel. And the reason for that is I actually want to finally be able to tally up all the experience we've been gathering up until this point.
Shop till you drop.
As a matter of fact, it's probably not worth doing at the moment, because we're doing other quests and stuff, aren't we? And the hotel looks to be closed anyhow. You can see on the map that this is the place, but we can't stay here as of yet, which is fine. That's no problem. Just going to see roughly where the new quest is we've just picked up. Oh, it hasn't shown up. That's fine, we'll just ignore it for now.
Care for a ride?
And we can board the gondola here. And this will take us very close to our destination. And we're going to select the floating market station, Magoo, or Mago. And we can take in the sights, or you can skip the journey at any point by hitting the triangle button. Of course, if you do that, be prepared for a loading screen. But let's go ahead anyhow.
Gentlemen, it has been a pleasure.
And that will complete the initial quest for us.
Welcome to Accordo, lads. Sid mentioned you'd be dropping in. Wescamarma, as you've gathered. My word, you've grown, little prince. Ah, but of course. You were only a babe at the time.
So we need to go and speak to this person who is Sid's friend, I believe, in order to advance the story.
Now I see why people flock from far and wide.
So this is your maiden visit. Enjoying it so far? You
And
doubtless
the
have
options
many
we choose
questions,
during
so
this
ask away.
dialogue do not affect the story
This
or
country
anything.
is a part of the Empire, isn't it?
Oh, you're wary. I understand. But there's no need to jump at every shadow. Just be aware that the terms of our independence grant the Empire free reign to come and go as they please.
We'll bear that in mind.
It's admittedly a one-sided arrangement, Most everything we do requires Niflheim's permission. And they wouldn't knowingly permit the Oracle to appear before the public. How our government spun that is quite a mystery.
So you see lots of Nifs around here?
We do, sometimes even at my place. Theirs is a familiar presence, and the citizens don't think much of it. Though the High Commander did cause a stir when he showed up the other day.
Ravis.
So soon after they felled the Archean and Lucis, his arrival fuels rumors that they will next come to Altisha. The Empire's not content ruling all the land. They want the heavens as well.
So we can just go ahead and ask a few more questions if we want to do so. Leviathan is one of the 6 astrals.
Has anything changed with Leviathan?
For now, it's business as usual at port. But word is the government will soon open the altar of the Tide Mother.
In preparation for the rite.
Ah, but on the other hand, they're scrambling to stockpile emergency provisions. This begs the question. If they're anticipating that the Hydrian will wreak havoc, why would they allow the rite to proceed?
And then just the final option here, asking about the Oracle, who of course is Lady Lunafreya.
You really think Luna will make an address?
If every recent radio broadcast is to be trusted, absolutely.
Where is Lady Lunafreya?
In the city somewhere. But no one has caught so much as a glimpse of her. The media has been conspicuous in its silence on the matter, which speaks volumes of government intervention. That certainly explained the rumors of disgruntled Imperial officers leaving the city. Well, if you need anything else, you know where to find me.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
And that's pretty much it for the dialogue for that guy.
I heard about your distinguished
But
guests.
here comes Camellia.
Ah, you've an ear for gossip.
Think I'll get something to drink.
And Camellia is basically the governor of this region. So we'll go ahead and speak to her now to advance the game once more.
Gentlemen, I won't waste your time. My name is Camellia Claustra.
First Secretary of the Accordo Protectorate.
You should know, we have Lady Lunafreya in our care. And the Empire demands we surrender her.
What?
Yet I am loath to acquiesce unless we stand to profit. Hence I've come to discuss terms with the King of Lucis. If you've a mind to talk, come to my estate.
She can be oblique at the best of times, but I assure you, her heart is in the right place.
Oh, okay.
At any rate, you must be weary from your journey. Might I suggest you seek your beds for now and ponder matters anew in the morning?
Yeah, I think we'll do just that.
And finally, we get the next quest given to us, which is the summit.
So someone caught the Secretary of Mago again. She and the barkeep sure are.
So I'm just going to speak to the barkeep once more, see if he's got anything
Remember,
else
your heart
to share
is
with
yours
us.
to follow. Just see to it that you should you ever.
She doesn't rub shoulders with
And the answer is no, he doesn't. I was hoping he'd have some recipes or something to share.
Made it. Now let's hurry over to the arena.
Okay, and now this time we're just going to head to the level station, Leville Station.
Fantastic. Call when you need a ride back.
Huh.
And I'm just going to save my game before we proceed any further from this point. Welcome to those just joining us on the stream. If this is your first time with us, guys, don't forget to just subscribe to the channel, and then that'll just keep you notified then, or YouTube will keep you notified of when we go live again in the future. Ah, right, that was why we couldn't enter earlier on. I was going through the wrong door. This is the level.
Gentiana.
Ahead lies a future uncertain, yet sure is the astral memory, wherein the king may walk.
And now, interestingly, we can actually return back to the open world. Through a strange feature, which I'll explain more of when we actually come to use it, which I'm not going to do at the moment. For now, we're just going to continue on with the quests.
Come on, let's go see the dress.
Oh, let me look up the nearest stop.
It's not far.
But just to
We can
clarify,
walk it.
if you want to make
Sounds
use
like
of
we're
the
close.
triple experience bonus, you want to speak with this person right here.
Greetings.
And it costs 30,000 gil, so you're only going to want to do this when you have a lot of gil and a lot of experience
Very well.
built up. Which is why I'm trying to get as much as we can before we proceed with the next set of battles. At the moment, I've got 170,000 roughly per character. Hello, AMC. I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Well, guess we need to go talk to Camellia.
Oh, to heck with it. I'm
like
going to
we
stay
have
now. I want to
any
get this
other
experience
option.
tallied.
There's no
Just
telling
grab
how
this item
events will
first.
unfold. Let us prepare before making our way.
Yeah, she can sit tight a while.
So we've done a lot of side quests. We've built up a lot of experience. And now we're going to
Welcome
finally
back. Will you be requiring a room?
make use of it. But before
Very
I do
well.
that, I've got to be careful not to forget to actually remove an experience band. Otherwise, we'd be spending 30,000 gil for nothing. So we'll get that thing off. And now we'll stay here.
Greetings. Will you be staying with us?
So this experience is going to be tripled. We're starting at level 46 here as we come in for the night. And let's see how much it gives to our total of levels. Oh, isn't that lovely? Will this game be coming to the PC? AMC asks in chat. The answer is yes, it will be coming to the PC. I've no idea when yet, though. I don't think Square have announced when, but they have said that they are bringing it to the PC. And it looks like we've gained about 18 and 19 levels. Not too shabby.
Hey, this one's pretty good.
I know. I dig it too.
Save some pictures of the NPCs, since we don't get those photos taken often. And now our party is all of a sudden much more powerful than it was a few moments ago. Due to the whole bunch of experience we just tallied up. Look at that, in our mid-60s already here on Chapter 8. And I haven't done any special techniques for farming experience. That's literally just from side quests and what have you. Right, so let me just see on the map where we are. Okay. So it looks like we can make our way across here. There's a few other things we can do actually around the city, so let's just go exploring for a short while. Yeah, it was a bit, wasn't it? I do like the way the experience and levelling system works in Final Fantasy 15. It's certainly a departure from the previous games. The max level is... It used to be 99, but in the last patch, which was released about a week ago, it's been increased to 120.
The Vivian Westwood store should be up these stairs. It's farther than I thought.
Seems everyone is making for the shop.
So I am looking for this wedding shop just to grab this quest that we picked up.
They spared no expense on the dress. I'm glad I caught it when I did.
The people have spoken.
Good to know the prince isn't completely forgotten.
Here it is. And as I said, this is blatant product placement.
And that's the dress. My word.
Everyone looks so happy. And it's all because of this one dress.
Yeah.
Real glad for you that Lady Lunafreya is safe and sound.
Yeah.
Well, that settles it. You gotta make it happen. Become a symbol of the peace. After we tie up all the loose ends, let's think about the ceremony.
A fine idea.
Yeah. I'll think about it.
That mannequin looks quite frightful, to be honest. I'm not an expert on how wedding dresses are displayed, but that doesn't quite look natural to me. That mannequin, oh, scary. Right, where was I? Oh yes, we're heading now towards the First Secretary's estate to continue on with the quest, and any items we see on the way we'll also pick up.
Hey,
sometimes they like to hide out in these corners.
What about it?
What should I buy?
See if there's anything interesting here.
Flavor of the day is...
Let's grab a bite.
I can't believe we'll actually get to see her in person.
And here we are at the estate. There's actually something I want to try and do first if we can. I'm going to save my game because I believe somewhere around here we can do another side quest that we've already picked up. But I could be mistaken on the location. Oh, there's some elements we can draw here as well, if need be. Although I'm actually full, so I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, yes. So Viv gave us a quest earlier, if you remember. The Cursed Canvas. And apparently he's claimed that this painting that we're standing in front of is haunted, and he wants us to take a picture to prove it. And this is the canvas he's speaking of. So we'll head in and see if anything happens. We need to obtain information about it first, do we? Oh, okay, so I missed a step. We'll have to come back to this later.
It's nice to not have to kill anything.
So we'll leave that quest for the time being, because it looks like we need to return back to Sid's friend, which I'm not interested in doing at the moment because he's too much out of the way. And we'll just continue on with the main quest.
Far and wide to the walls of water.
So we've got an interesting section coming up in a moment where we need to negotiate with the governor of this place. Or the governess? Is that the right word?
Thank you for coming.
The first secretary, I'll take that.
No sweat. First things first.
If you're speaking about in the game, I don't think we've eaten anything at the moment. Right, we need to negotiate correctly here, because the more points we get, there's a hidden point
Thanks for
system.
coming to greet us in person.
The more Oracle
It's the
Ascension
least I
coin
could
rewards
do for a king.
we're going to
Wescom
collect.
didn't extend me an invitation. so I decided to extend my own. Though circumstances have changed, both the king and the oracle are finally in Altisha.
You said that you have Luna in your care.
So if you're following along with me, if you're watching the video on demand or the walkthrough, go for the same options I choose, because this will max out your score.
Is the king concerned for our relations with the Empire? But it's true. The oracle is a risk, one we are prepared to shed with. Whether we do so depends on you. Now, let me ask some questions of my own. Why does the oracle seek to awaken the Hydrian?
And we're going to select Be Truthful.
She wants to forge a covenant so I can receive Leviathan's blessing.
The answer I wanted to hear. And yet, king or not, it can't be a simple affair for you to receive a god's blessing. Let me be frank. The potential chaos worries me. You know better than most what took place in Lucis with the Archean. Tell me, what happened?
And again, we're going to choose Be Truthful.
I met Titan, and he gave me his power.
Just like the legends, though the Empire doesn't like the way the story goes. Even as we speak, they mobilize their forces. It seems there's no avoiding chaos. It will most likely come to war. However, I don't care to host a battle on my soil. The gods and the Empire be damned.
And on this option, we're going to choose to show concern for the city.
It would be a disaster if a battle took place in the city.
Indeed, we must be prepared to evacuate our citizens.
And now we're just going to cut to the chase.
And that's the deal you want to make.
Perceptive and direct. Makes things that much easier when you can dispense with the dance. Without further ado, let us talk terms. If you wish to hold the right, you must ensure my citizens' safety and aid in their evacuation.
And we're going to agree to help evacuate here.
All right.
We've got a few more to get through, and then we're done.
I'm pleased to hear it. As long as the people's safety is assured, I have no qualms with your right. And that is not all. Once the rite has begun, I will not be accountable for what follows. You are on your own.
And we are going to act confident. What did I have for dinner in real life? I had fajitas, which my wife cooked for me.
Thank you. I'm sorry we cannot do more. But as I'm sure you are
How about you?
Few armies can stand against the might of the Imperial fleet. That is all for the terms. To review, you are to ensure our citizens' safety and engage the Empire. Do we have an agreement?
And we are going to agree amicably.
All right. Let's fight together as allies.
And there's two more options for us to choose, I believe.
Such a vote of confidence. Well, you can trust us to do our part and keep the Oracle safe. A final warning, though I doubt it'll come to it. My duty is to my citizens. Should any harm befall them, there will be a reckoning for both King and Oracle.
And now we're going to remain silent a few times. Oh, that sounds nice.
You understand what I must do. I will stop at nothing to protect my people.
And we're once again going to remain silent.
A difficult choice, I know. But if you try to protect everything, you'll end up protecting nothing.
Madam, it's time.
And that will give us the most amount of points for that dialogue.
Assign 3 of your own for the evacuation effort. Whom you choose is up to you. According to our intel, the Imperial fleet will be 4 warships strong. Steel yourselves for a full-scale battle. I'm glad we could talk. We can each act in our own interest to our mutual benefit.
Okay, so we've won her unreserved trust. And the most Oracle Ascension coins you can collect is 4. Although you are guaranteed at least 1, so it's not a big deal if you screw up on that negotiation. But they are good, those items. And that's the next story quest completed.
I can't promise something I can't help.
Of course. You certainly opened up to them, though.
What can I say? I have a soft spot for the young and tragic. They've lost Regis. They've lost the crystal. Was it so long ago the last oracle was taken from them? We've seen the Empire go mad these 10-odd years.
And now we're entering a very story-driven section of the game, which is interspersed by some important cutscenes, which I'll try and be quiet through when they are presented to us. But also, we're about to start an epic portion
During the rite,
of Final
we
Fantasy
must see to
15.
it the Empire does not
And I would
harass
recommend that you save your
Leviathan.
game as a separate save
Gonna be
file as
tough
well
to
as your
pull
normal
off
save.
before the king
So if
receives
ever you
her
want to
power.
replay this section,
And with
you
3
can
of
do
us
so
on
easily.
evacuation detail.
Indeed, the best we can realistically do is to help the Hydrian help herself.
What kind of help you talking about?
Just like Titan, the Empire will seek to immobilize Leviathan.
Oh, with the harpoon things?
If we can dislodge them from the goddess, she will have a fighting chance.
Sounds good in theory, but don't push it. It's pointless, unless you can get that blessing.
Stay flexible, stay alert.
All right, will do.
My favourite Final Fantasy, and I admit there's probably a lot of nostalgia present in this decision, is Final Fantasy VII, and it was also the first Final Fantasy game that I ever played. A long, long time ago when it first came out, which is probably why
If
it's
worst
remained my
comes to worst, you
favourite.
can threaten
But
to
I
throw
do
the
like the
trident
others that
into
you
the
mentioned
sea.
as well.
Then they'll listen. In the meantime, it will be well guarded. Better than the Oracle herself.
Understood. I shall reclaim it at the altar.
Remember, you'll be under Imperial watch.
Right.
Think of it as a necessary evil in order to forge the Covenant.
I am in your debt.
Once it's over, you may go as you please, but you do so without our protection.
So be it.
You'd better get going. Your public is waiting for you.
I never understand why Luna Freya has to be threatened with guns at that point. It never makes sense to me. Since she was going to do exactly what she's gone to do anyhow. But hey, I guess somehow it makes sense and I'm just not seeing it.
Noct, you in position?
Yep.
Don't forget the plan.
You guys too?
Of course.
Talk about a crowd. Like the whole city's come to watch.
So we can't do much with Noctis at the moment. Instead, we're going to have to listen to Lady Luna Freya's speech.
Dear friends, I stand before you today with little hope the words I speak shall reach beyond these walls. For slowly but surely the light fades from our world, and as it does, the shadows shall loom ever longer until all succumbs to the darkness. Darkness that evokes terror, hatred, and sorrow in the hearts of men. The ashes of Lucis. A dream of peace, twisted into a nightmare of death and destruction, claiming innumerable lives and leaving myriad souls to suffer.
Luna.
Yet I beg you, do not surrender to despair. Have faith, for our gods watch over us. By their blessings, by the stars that light the heavens above, our world will be delivered from the perils of the dark. I stand before you here in Altissia to call upon Leviathan, goddess of the seas, spirit of the deep. By the sacred rite, I will commune with the Hydrian. But first, I offer you my solemn vow. On my honor as Oracle, I will not rest until the darkness is banished from our world and the light is restored. Bless you all.
The Empire's here.
I can see him.
Dropships are closing in on the port. Look for a vantage point to approach them.
Okay, look after the citizens.
We got them covered. So, it begins.
Okay, so things are starting to get a little bit exciting now for us. The Hydraxian, Leviathan, is about to be summoned, and Noctis is going to have to control it and subdue it, whilst also having to put up with the Empire, who are going to try and destroy it. If this is your first time playing Final Fantasy 15 or watching anything about it, then be prepared that there are going to be some spoilers in this section of cutscenes and the fight and everything.
It is I, Lunafreya, blood of the Oracle. Goddess of the seas, I beseech you, enter into this covenant that the king might reclaim the stone. I do.
Noct, the Hydrian has awoken.
Civilians?
Almost there. We'll join you when we're done. The Empire has the Hydrian surrounded. Hurry, Noct.
I'm on it.
Then the rite's already begun.
Most likely.
Time to lend the Hydrian a hand.
Okay, so if we actually subdue this water beast, then we can summon Leviathan in battle for the rest of the game. Although summons do work differently in Final Fantasy 15, you can't summon them at choice, you have to meet certain battle requirements. My favourite summon, as in character summon, or do you mean like the cutscene of the summons? If you're speaking of characters, probably either Bahamut or Knights of the Round from Final Fantasy 7. Although Eden's pretty awesome from Final Fantasy 8 as well.
I know what you must know. That the King of Kings is to drive the darkness from our star. It is in receiving mercy that men offer praise, and in shedding grace that the gods solicit worship. I vow, the king will prove himself worthy.
Prompto's headed your way.
But what about you guys?
We'll wait below. There's only room for two.
Noct, jump! What?
No time for questions!
Okay, so I hope you're ready, because once you jump from here, you're going to enter into battle against Leviathan.
Man. Ah! What was this?
New ride we borrowed from the Nifs. This will get us in close.
Serious?
Here she comes!
I got this.
So get ready to block and parry.
I'll get as close as I can. But it's up to you.
All right. Won't be long. Hey, nice job finding this baby.
The moment I saw her, I knew we'd go places.
Now this fight is fairly scripted, so even if you're high level, it's going to be a long battle.
Don't let go! Noct, can you reach?
So there's a couple of things we need to choose here. The first you want to pick is demand her power. We need to let her know who's boss around these parts.
Power. Give it up!
And then we're going to maintain a commanding tone.
Don't you understand? I'm the king! So, you want to do this the hard way? Fine.
By choosing those three options, you'll get 10 AP extra. I've not played that, mate. Is it good? Okay, and now this is where the battle actually kicks off. Get ready to start warp striking around the place here, because the ground's going to be removed in many cases. Again. And we just need to wait for Leviathan. This first part is the most annoying part, in all honesty. You don't want to fall in the water if you can avoid it. I love the music in this game as well, especially during these battles. For some reason it doesn't seem to want to point wall. There we go. Also, try not to stare at YouTube chat while you're fighting Leviathan. Get somewhere safe here. We're not going to do a lot of damage to Leviathan at this point, by the way. It is just about triggering the next set of the next phase of the fight, in all honesty. Again. There we go, I think we've hit it enough now. This will trigger the next phase.
Now, about that ring. On second thought, you let him have it. And do remind him about the crystal.
Oh, Prince, your bride awaits!
I will pass the ring to the rightful king. When the prophecy is fulfilled, all enthralled to darkness shall know peace.
How sweet. But please, Lady Lunafreya, you first.
Here, Noctis is being infused with the power of all the royal kings of past. And now we might have a fighting chance against this thing. And now we want to hit it with everything we've got. But also we will need to defend, especially when it goes into a flurry of attacks. And now we want to take the opportunity when it's vulnerable to place an appendage. But Leviathan isn't best pleased when you do that, so be prepared to defend. Also, you'll get little water things coming at you out of nowhere, which can be a pain. So this is where we need to defend now. Just kind of fly around, making sure that we don't get hit by holding the square button down, and then taking the opportunities to parry when you see them. Look at me, I can fly. It's best to defend at this point because these little slivery things do all manner of nasty stuff if they hit you. Just hold that defense button down, square button on the PlayStation. Eventually we'll get the opportunity to break another appendage. that's not until we put Leviathan into a vulnerable state. This is one heck of an epic fight. Even with all the power of the Royal Arms, I feel like I'm just jabbing this thing with needles. And just wait for a short while while we're assaulted. Hello, Poochie Head. Leviathan says hello. Just take your jabby moments when and where you can. But during this phase they do come few and far between. We are getting assaulted from every which way at the moment. Couple of attacks and then defend. That's the routine. When Leviathan's doing this assault, you must keep defending or your health will shoot down. when you summon Leviathan in-game, it does actually cast Tsunami. What are you doing up there? Yeah, it is a bit confusing, Poochie Head. Sometimes it's hard to see because of the bad camera angles as well, what exactly is going on. All I know is that Leviathan's health is going down. And my health isn't. So I must be doing something right. You do need to try and block that attack. I believe you can parry it if you do. Yes, you will, Poochie Head. In my opinion, in terms of sheer spectacle, this is probably the most epic fight in the entire game. It's certainly not the most difficult by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think my health has dropped below 7,000. Can't see a thing now. We're getting so close though, I can feel it. And now we can break another appendage, perhaps. Yes. And another one. I'm getting so close now. And we've done it. Whew. I tell you what, my thumbs are sweating now.
Blessed stars of life and light.
Noctis?
Luna?
So, you found your way here?
And you found me.
A chance to see you once more. Who would have thought?
Well, what do you mean? Why wouldn't you see me?
Because my prayers have been answered. My calling fulfilled.
But that doesn't have to come between us.
You are the one, Noctis. The stars shine for you now. That which is yours by right shall be restored to you. Do you remember the flowers of Tenebrae? It seems so long ago. You'll find they await you still, looming from hill to vale.
Will you be there?
Would that I could join you. But this moment will have to be enough.
It's not right. All I wanted was to save you.
When the world falls down around you and hope is lost. When you find yourself alone amid a lightless place. Look to the distance. Know that I am there. And that I watch over you always. Farewell, dear Noctis.
Back with us. I'll tell the others. Though it may take a bit.
You're hurt.
Ah, small sacrifice in the greater battle.
And Luna?
She has passed.
Umbra left that for you.
Right, so obviously a big story moment there in the game. Welcome, by the way, to those who have just recently joined us on the live stream here. We're currently on Chapter 9 of Final Fantasy 15, but shortly heading into Chapter 10. As always, guys, please remember, if you want to be kept up to date with future live streams, just hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. And then hopefully YouTube will notify you of when we do go live. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame for Noctis after he has spent the whole of the first half of the game preparing to meet up with Lady Lunafreya. Their reunion was quite brief. Oh, look at that. Gladiolus has got 3 arms. Get the Leviathan shot there. Lady Lunafreya, or Stella, as she was previously known, when this game used to be Final Fantasy 13 Versus. I'm always interested in finding out how that game would have played out in terms of the story. I guess some things we're just never going to know anymore. What a lovely loading screen. About 2.5 minutes now, I think. I really need to save up for a solid state drive for this PlayStation. The Scourge of the Stars. That sounds encouraging.
So, we're gonna roll through Tenebrae.
Not before visiting the royal tomb at Cartanico.
You're sure you're up to that?
The wounds have mended. Eyesight's a matter of time.
The hell is wrong with you?
What?
We're not stopping in Tenebrae. You need to grow up and get over it.
I am over it. I'm here, aren't I?
Maybe when you're not too busy moping, you can look around and give a shit about someone worse off than you.
Let go of me.
How's that ring fit you? You rather carry it around than wear it? She gave her life so you could do your duty, not so you could sit around feeling sorry for yourself.
You don't think I know that?
You don't! Ignis took one for you too. And for what?
Enough, Gladio.
You think you're a king, but you're a coward.
Shut up! Don't do this! I get it, all right? I get it!
Then get a grip. Pull your head out of your ass already.
Knocked!
Leave him.
So that is the ring of the Lucille that Noctis is holding, and Lady Lunafreya was given it by King Regis. If you watch Kingsglaive, you'll see more of those events. So the ring of the Lucille can only be used by the true king, and it's a very powerful item. But now it's just a case of walking around the train until it arrives at the destination. And we still can't save. That's really annoying because I need a Wii quite badly. I could pause the game, but I'll carry on.
We're almost there.
Those men in black are spooking me out.
Yeah, that's true. Kingdom Hearts gal. Gladiolus has got to do his job. Can't have Noctis moping about. He's going to end up getting himself killed or not caring about the future. And if we just head down the train, I'm pretty sure there's some items that we can pick up.
How much longer?
Not long, dear.
Hello. Goodbye. So we can't go into these rooms on the side.
I saw the way you were looking at her.
I wasn't looking at anyone.
At last, an item we can loot. A high elixir. Very nice. Gladiolus can actually collect those in battle now because we've leveled his survival skill up to 8, I think it is. Another item to pick up here. We can look on the map. Now, I'm not actually sure where we're heading to though. A Medal of Distinction. Well, I think we truly earned that medal, having to walk down this long train. And now we pretty much just... Well, we don't have to do anything, but we can walk back. See if there's anything we missed.
Sign of Lady Lunafreya anywhere. It's not looking good. What I wouldn't give to see her again. To the dining car?
So you can feast your eyes on that other girl.
Give me a break. I'm just hungry is all.
I think we collected everything. say there's nothing else to get at this point.
Anything in Cartanica worth stopping for?
I'm guessing this is where we're heading to. This kind of built-up area.
But we'll be there long enough to find out.
How much longer till we get there?
We'll be on foot in Cartanica.
And we've walked up and down the whole train now. What an exciting adventure that was. But anyway, it looks like we'll be arriving in a moment or two. Can we sit down and chill for the rest of the way? It doesn't look like it. I am streaming Final Fantasy 15 quite regularly, by the way, at the moment, folks. At least once a day throughout the week. Sometimes twice a day. So I hope you can join me again. I'm probably going to be finishing off shortly, because we'll be able to save once we get control of Noctis off the train again. Now, before you actually continue on with the next quest, should just point out that there's a few items that can be picked up and down the lengthy station here, and this is one long train, I tell you. And you don't actually get full access to sprint. You just get this kind of town sprint that the game gives you, which is a bit annoying. But there you have it. So we'll just head down to the bottom here, see if there's anything to pick up. Yes, I will be. I'll certainly be hitting the hay. I wasn't planning on playing really for longer than an hour tonight. But because of the whole Leviathan quest and that whole main story section, it kind of forced me to continue on longer than I was really planning to do. Any more items up here? Or yes, there is. I thought that was going to be a waste of a jog then. Instead, we get the pleasures of looting a beautiful bottle. And I'll just run back down now to the other side. Be interesting to see how well this game performs when it's released on PC. I hope it's not a terrible port and that actually some effort is put into it. Because there's good opportunity to get the loading times down for starters. I think that'll make a lot of people happy. And I know a few people on the live stream over the last few days have said to me that they're waiting for it to come out on PC, which it is confirmed to be doing. We're just not sure when yet. Somebody tried to throw away a Mega Phoenix by the looks of things. Don't they know how useful those items can be? An antidote. A couple of bits to loot from over here, look, as well. Anything hiding in the nooks around these parts? Hello, David. Oh yeah, that's gone live this evening, hasn't it? The final part of the Final Fantasy VIII walkthrough. Yeah, I enjoyed making that. Oh, it's quite ambiguous, actually, what's happened to Skull. Do you think he's dead? I mean, it does seem to point in that direction, doesn't it? I mean, some people think Squall died when Adia stabs him with the ice magic that she makes, because we never actually find out how he wakes up from that event and doesn't have any wound on him, do we? That's completely left unanswered. So I see a few people have just joined us on the live stream. Welcome to you guys, but I am going to be finishing off now. But I am live streaming Final Fantasy 15 quite regularly at the moment, so please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button to be notified of when we are going live next time, which will probably be tomorrow. But also, if you choose to subscribe while I'm streaming, you get a funky graphic come up in the middle of the live stream to interrupt everyone. Oh yes, I haven't actually thought about it all that much, to be honest, David, whether Squall lives or dies there. But I know a lot of other people have and have come to that conclusion.
Into the mine. You best go prepared.
I do recommend purchasing some of the equipment that has recently become available, such as the blood sword. Although, obviously, it's going to cost money. Or gil, rather. So, spent quite a bit there, but we have collected some weapons we didn't have before.
Come again.
And let's just very briefly, before we finish up, check what we looted. We got the blood sword, which won't be as good as our awesome Ultima Blade, but it does absorb enemies' health, which I guess is a good thing. We could equip the hero shield and boost Gladiolus' defense at the cost of his strength, which I'm happy to do. And the Delta daggers there have a nice stat boost for Ignis. And go for the flame gun there on Prompto. But I'll tell you what, folks, I'm going to call it quits here today, so thanks ever so much for joining me. It's been fun taking on Leviathan and coming through relatively unscathed. And we'll continue on tomorrow with the story here. So thanks for joining me, guys, and I'll see you soon for more Final Fantasy 15. Take care, bye for now.